The December 1986 uprising in Almaty, the capital city of the Kazakh Soviet Socialist Republic, was a watershed moment in the history of Kazakhstan. It marked a significant turning point in the struggle for national identity, democratic reforms, and the pursuit of sovereignty. The uprising, primarily led by young Kazakh intellectuals and students, brought to the forefront the grievances of the Kazakh people, challenging the dominance of the Soviet regime and igniting a flame of change that would shape the future of the nation. To understand the significance of the December 1986 uprising, one must consider the historical context in which it took place. Kazakh, like other Soviet republics, had long been subjected to Soviet rule, which aimed to assimilate the diverse ethnic groups within the Soviet Union into homogeneous Soviet identity. The policies of Russification and the cultural suppression had eroded the Kazakh language, culture, and tradition, leading by growing frustration, a sense of marginalization among the Kazakh population. The uprising was fueled by a combination of political, economic, and social factors. Politically, there was a lack of representation of the Kazakh people within the Soviet system. The appointment of ethnic Russians to key positions of power further exacerbated these grievances. Economically, the Kazakh population faced numerous challenges, including unemployment, rising food prices, and the perception of resource exploitation by Moscow. Socially, the Kazakh people felt a disconnection from their cultural heritage, as the Soviet regime promoted a homogenized Soviet identity, neglecting the unique cultural aspects of Kazakhstan. The spark that ignited the December 1986 uprising was a decision by Soviet government to replace first secretary of Kazakh Community Party Dinmuhamed Konayev, a Kazakh, with Gennady Kolbin, an ethnic Russian. This decision was met with widespread dissatisfaction and became a rallying point for the protesters. On December 16, thousands of people took to streets in Almaty demanding political, economical, and cultural reforms. The protest initially began as peaceful demonstration, but it soon escalated into clashes with the police and security forces. The December marked a turning point in the struggle for Kazakh national identity and the political autonomy. The Soviet government, alarmed by the scale of uprising, eventually yielded to the demands of protesters. The appointment of Nursultan Nazarbayev, a Kazakh leader, as the new first secretary of the Kazakh Communist Party symbolized a significant shift in power dynamics. This change also paved the way for the eventual independence of Kazakhstan in 1991, when the Soviet Union dissolved. Among the heroes of December uprising were courageous student activists who took the streets to voice their grievances and demand change. These young individuals, driven by their ideas and the passion for justice, organized protests, led marches, and fearlessly confronted the authorities. Their fearlessness and resilience in the face of oppression inspired others to join the movement. The uprising in Almaty was not merely a display of anger but also a manifestation of the intellectual discourse that had been brewing among Kazakh academics and intellectuals. These unsung heroes, including scholars, writers, and thinkers, had long been challenging the suppression of Kazakh culture and language. Throughout their writings, lectures, and discussions, they nurtured a sense of national, ignited a desire for change. Their intellectual contribution provided the ideological backbone that fueled their uprising and gave it direction. The December 1986 in Almaty was a pivotal moment in the history of Kazakhstan. It represented the culmination of decades of frustration, political disfranchisement, and the cultural suppression under Soviet rule. The protest not only succeeded in toppling an appointment for secretary, but also motioned a series of events that ultimately led to the independence of Kazakhstan.